coach, star captain, Petero, Civoniceva. Any questions?
Petero, this is your final game. How are you feeling at the moment?
I don't know about my final game. Could be playing semi-football next year. Golden Oldies. Australia. No, don't put that down. No. Yeah, look, it was obviously a tough night, but when I look back on the month that we had with this Fiji side, just immensely proud, for us to get to Wembley has been a huge achievement. And I know that, from now that we're moving forward for Fijian Rugby League, we're going to go back in a few days' time back to Fiji. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of proud people there when we get back there, and it's going to be exciting what we're going to be doing over the next few years in terms of developing young guys over there, and exposing them to the NRL and the Super League competitions.
Was it just a case that they had so much possession? You guys couldn't hold it down?
Yeah, look, a bit disappointing considering we played pretty well most of the tournament. Penalties and errors didn't help us, and when you give the Aussies that much possession, it's definitely got some momentum, and we struggled with it. We went for a patch there in both halves. We went set for set, and we didn't look too bad, but just our consistency and our understanding of how important it is needs to improve. And to compete against the better sides, especially the Aussies, I thought they were pretty good today. They didn't sort of make too many errors. They were pretty relentless and kept coming, and their execution was good, and everyone seemed to be on song. So when you're playing the Aussies in that mood, you've got to be pretty tight to yourself, and that's something that we struggle with. We couldn't slow the ball down, therefore we give away a few too many penalties, and probably forced the issue a little bit when we had the ball, therefore made some errors, which basically compounded the position we're in. But look, it's been a great tournament. We've had a good time. We've played some good footy. We've competed pretty hard against some really good teams, and today probably leaves a bit of taste in your mouth at what has been a terrific tournament for Fiji.
Petero, has Australia improved since you played them a couple of weeks ago?
Look, it's a well-oiled machine. I think you look right across the park there, and they're all at playing their best footy at the moment. And all I know is that next week's final is going to be a cracker. But when they're in that mood, I've been a part of that, and it's hard being on the other end of it. That's for sure. But when they're in that mood and they're playing with that speed and that consistency, it's pretty hard to contain. Yeah, that's for sure.
Marika had a hammy strain that didn't allow him to come back into the game after half time. Lucky we had Semi, who sort of played on the wing, and I thought did a reasonable job. Pretty happy with the whole 17 team that played, but just collectively, just need to play a bit smarter, obviously. Full credit the Aussies. They'll go into this final with some confidence. Mate, the other might be a good team too, so it should be a cracking final.
There were 3 decisions early that went upstairs to the video ref, and I guess it could have gone each way. You had a similar situation against England where some went against you. As a football fan, do you worry about decisions sort of deciding games at this point?
Oh, look, it's hard to worry about things you can't control. I don't think you can get yourself too worked up in it. There's a couple of, I think, decisions, 50-50 decisions where they got some 6 more tackles close to our line that I thought would have been 50-50, and we didn't seem to get the rubber degree in that. But that's footy, and you got to just keep working hard, and hopefully things will turn around if you stay positive and keep competing. And we kept competing, but the Aussies were a bit too slick today.
Do you think there's room for the video referee decisions to be explained on the screens that everyone in the ground has?
Oh, yeah, possibly. I suppose the home viewer gets that luxury, but you don't get that luxury at the ground. It's something they can look into. But I don't think the video ref had a massive bearing on the game today.
Rick, the powers that be want Fiji to play in the standalone representative test next April. Do you hope or assume that all these players will put their hand up?
Oh, look, apart from the bloke next to me, I think most of the blokes would be keen. I think we've had a really good camp. I've never been involved in a team that is tight or is close and haven't had any problems with any of them. They've all got together really well, and it's both the faith. Their faith has a lot to do with that, and they've enjoyed each other's company. And I thought, by the time we get to this time, it's 7 weeks into a tour. We left the Monday after the grand final and went to Fiji for a week. So we've been on the road for a long time, but we have not had any problems whatsoever. They've all sort of worked really hard, and a terrific collective group led by a champion player and a really humble person, and you know, I think that's you know, a reflection of the group, and you know, they've enjoyed their time, and I don't think you'll get too many blokes who won't put their hand up pretty quickly if we get a chance to play again soon.
Would John Sutton be a hope of playing that game?
Yeah, possibly. You know, I spoke to John a little bit. He won actually the Petero Civoniceva medal for the best performed Fijian NRL player last year in the NRL. And you know, he probably needed some minor surgery at the end of the year to sort of tidy up his knee, and you know, he's obviously very disappointed. But I hope Sato was sitting there watching the Fiji sort of tournament evolve and think, geez, I wish I was there. So you know, we'll see when we get a chance to sort of ask him again and see what position he's in, because I like to think that Fiji strength is growing, the quality of the team's growing, and we're going to get more and more top level players playing for Fiji and continue to of our growth of improvement.
Obviously, the next goal is before national.
Yeah, it is. Apparently, there's a test match around the Anzac Test weekend, so I'm not sure who we're playing, but you know, we've got to regroup pretty quickly, and it'd be a great honour. And you know, we've got to improve on what we did today to consider we'd be, you know, qualified to sort of be a part of such a tournament, because you know, you're playing the three big guns. There's no lesser light games. There's no Islanders, Samoa like we played obviously during the tournament. But look, we improved every week. We just took a couple of steps backwards today, which was a bit disappointing. But look, the tournament for us has been a massive success. It's been a massive success for some young players in the NRL who are just finding their feet. They haven't played many games. Corbin Sims has played about 8 games, and he showed he can stand up to international sort of international footy. You know, Kane Evans hasn't played an NRL game yet, and I thought he was terrific tonight. Young Apasai plays hooker, who hasn't played a first grade game for South Sydney yet. You know, there's plenty of emerging kids, and hopefully, you know, they'll get the chance and get some sort of recognition out of what they've done in this tournament, and help themselves at club level.
Petero, how's the body held up throughout the tournament? Is it telling you it's time now?
Yeah, it's held up fine, and you know, I guess as Tony said, you know, we've got a tremendous young group there, and you know, it was just an honour to be out there with them, and you know, obviously disappointed about the result tonight and the way we played, but you know, again, I just spoke to the boys after the game and just said how immensely proud I am of them, and you know, I couldn't think of a better way to finish my career, and that, you know, I was around some amazing young guys, and that you know, it's going to be great now to sit back and watch their careers unfold, because I know that, you know, for many of them, they're going to have tremendous careers ahead of them.
Your spot that you filled for so long in the Australian team, you see the new generation of guys coming through, blokes like Petero and Petero, very explosive. What do you make what they're contributing to that side?
Yeah, they're as I said, you know, it's going to be great to watch this final. But you know, I think you know, for their careers moving forward, you know, to be a part of this Australian side and to be around so many experienced players, you know, it'll be a huge boost to their careers, and no doubt, you know, we'll see the best of that, you know, next season and the seasons to come. You know, I think that's the biggest challenge. Is, you know, once you've got an Australian jersey, the challenge is to keep it, and you know, that was something that always drove me. And you know, they're young guys, but you know, I know that, you know, they're going to have tremendous careers in front of them, and you know, if they keep playing that consistent footy in the NRL, they'll do that for sure.
Just before we go, gents, ladies, just like to thank both the Fijian community that's in England, and obviously the rugby league community in England, who are taking us, you know, to their hearts. We've had some great times at Rochdale and St Helens, and even out at Hull when we played England. We've had tremendous support. You know, we've been welcomed with open arms wherever we've gone, and really enjoyed the experience. Thank you.
Thank you.